Hey guys, welcome to the start of my 8-bit league run. Although technically I shouldn't say the start of my run because again, I'm only subbing for this league, but hey, it's whatever. So, I think where I am right now is, this is week 2 of the 8-bit league. And the coach that I'm facing up against is, the guys, or their tag is Ollie, and they are the coach of the Bastiodons. So, if I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure, well, when I subbed for the team, they were like 1-0 with a +4 differential, which was nice. And my opponent is like 0-1 with a -2 differential or something like that. But it doesn't really matter because, I mean, I don't know the skill level of any of the players in this league, so and like I said before, I don't really, this is my first time in Uber's draft, so I don't know shit, so let's just run with this. So here are the teams, or here is the matchup that I have for this week. So I mean, I already said what my team is. My draft analysis video is just basically, well, it's mostly rain offense with a little bit of bulk, because, yeah, I wanted that bulk. And the team that my opponent had is pretty interesting. I'm like, the Marshadow especially is really fucking scary for this team. So is the Rotom a little bit. And of course, the Ultra Necrozma is a really big fucking threat. Actually, I forgot to ask the commissioner this, or maybe I could see it in the rules later. But I'm wondering if it's like you have to Mega, or in this case, you have to use the Z Crystal turn 1. I don't know. I should probably, whatever. So, yeah. That's my team. So, what I decided to do for this game, or what my plan, or rather I should say what I had planned, or what I was thinking for this matchup was, I know that Marshadow's a threat, so I should probably try to make sure I don't get fucking swept with that, because I know that Mega Mewtwo is pretty decent against this team, but Technician's Shadow Sneak is the thing, so yeah, that was something I had to take care of. And I mean, I know for the most part, this team can't really deal with, like, just rain in general, because, like, his only answers to water in general are, like, Rotom and Blastoise, and I suppose a little Muck, but I feel like I'm able to take care of those, so with that out of the way, let's just go with the team. So, what I decided to bring for this week was a mixed Mega Mewtwo Y, because I realized that most of the things that switch into Mega Mewtwo Y in his team, mostly Alola Marowak, I suppose Klefki as well, even though I know, well, I'll get to that later. And I suppose probably a Spadef Ho-Oh, maybe. I know that those mons are really good switch-ins for Mega Mewtwo Y, and it was pretty nice that Mega Mewtwo, like, even though, like, looking at its design and looking at its stats, you would think it's mostly a special attacker, but it's still nice that it has a 150 attack stack and has access to Edgequake. So yeah, so Mega Mewtwo Y has basically max attack in its EVs just because it's just nice to hit shit as hard as possible with Psychic and Ice Beam. And Earthquake is there for a little Mug as it wants to switch in. And what's pretty nice is that I'm pretty sure an Ice Beam into EQ kills a little Mug, assuming it's not Shucka. And what's also nice is I'm pretty sure a Psychic into Stone Edge kills Ho-Oh, assuming it's not Chardy Berry. So yeah, that's cool. What I decided to do for Mega Mewtwo speed is basically just creep max speed Ultra Necrozma. Now, one thing I was considering was looking at my speed tiers. I would probably think that my opponent might try to creep either max speed Lycanroc Dusk, or realize that I have no fucking reason to run speed on, or run that much speed on my Lycanroc Dusk, just because Lycanroc Dust is mostly known for Tough Claw's priority. So I was hoping to basically speed creep Mega Mewtwo in which it's only just a few points above Garchomp, which allows me to go Modest to hit harder with Psychic or Ice Beam, or go Adamant to basically get a better chance to claim those KOs with Edgequake on either Ho-Oh or Alolan Muck. But I decided to just play it a little bit safe, just because I don't know if my player, or not, my opponent is that kind of player who would take account of those with Eevees. Like, again, I don't know what kind of player my opponent is. I don't know if they're the guy who takes account of speed creeping, or just goes max speed on everything. So yeah, that's my Mega Mewtwo. The next member I have on my team is Choice Specs Kingdra. Kingdra is there just because, again, there's nothing really on my opponent's team that could deal with Kingdra. Modest Kingdra, or rather, Modest Specs Kingdra in the rain specifically. What you see here is mostly your standard fare, like Skull just for a move that doesn't miss, plus it's nice for burns. Hydro Pump just because it's nice for hitting shit a little bit harder. Dracos just because Specs Dracos hits shit ton, and Ice Beam is mostly there for run 'em mow. Now, what I did here for Kingdra's speed was, at first I wanted Kingdra to creep max speed Scarf Gren, but then I realized that I'd have to go Timid if I wanted to do that, and I just like going Modest Kingdra. So what I decided to do instead, which might bite me in the ass later, just because, again, I don't know if my player, or if my opponent is the kind of player who takes account of creeping, but here's what I had in mind. Oh wait, I forgot to mention. Shit. The Greninja that's on my opponent's team is Protean, and not Torrent. Yes, Protean Greninja is in this league just because this is an Ubers league. So yeah. So looking at all the potential Scarfers in his team, the best one that I could think of is Scarf Protean Gren, just because I know that that's usually a thing. And looking at my team, the best potential Scarfer in my team is actually Scarf Chomp. So I decided to Eevee Kingdra to where it's basically like, I'm pretty sure 1 or 2 points. Oh no, I'm pretty sure it's like 2 points above Scarf Chomp, which allows me to go Modest and basically just go Modest Specs. So yeah, that's cool. The next member on my team is Serena. I'm bringing a defensive Fizz Def Serena to this game just because this is my primary Mars Shadow switch-in. I know one of the things my opponent can do to basically stop Mega Mewtwo Y from just murking everything with its, 194 base special attack is obviously Technician Shadow Sneak. And what's kind of nice about this is Serena is immune to priority. Woo! And I decided to do Rocky Helmet just because having that chip on Mars Shadow is pretty fucking nice. Serena's also my spinner of the team. Just cause I mean I guess maybe there's not really much of a reason. Actually rather I think I wanted to bring Serena as the sprinter of this game, rather than Crobat, just because I mean I'll talk about it in my like potential backup set, or rather I'll talk about it later when I talk about potential backups, but if I decided to bring Crobat, which was on my mind, I wanted Crobat to be a more offensive variant. Just because of its speed tier. So yeah, I just wanted Serena to be the spinner of the game. Drop Kick is mostly there to hit mons like Blastoise, mostly. It's also nice for like just wearing down more Shadow, because I mean if something like, you know, extra chip on my Shadow, decreasing its attacks, something. It has Aromatherapy, just because I know Serena can potentially be burned by mons like Rotom-Mow, and I think some of my mons can be toxic by either like poison touch shit with Alolan Muk, or maybe just toxic shit with Clefable or something like that. Maybe T-Waved by Clefty, so I thought Serena being the cleric would be nice. It also frees a spot on my Aromatisse, which is basically carrying Toxic, and I thought I just thought with this team, I thought toxicing stuff with Aromatisse might be more consistent than with Serena. That was just my thought process going into this. And U-turn is just nice for momentum. The speed on Serena is just there to creep no speed Blastoise. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe I can put just a few more points just in case he goes like 8 speed. I don't know if he'll do this, but you never know. So yeah. Garchomp is the next member of my team. This is just nice as like this was just a pretty good offensive rocker in general. Like Garchomp was a pretty good switch into Alolan Muk, just because it's holding a Z Crystal. Knockout won't do that much damage, and crossing fingers that Garchomp won't catch a Poison Touch proc. It also resists Poison Jab, which is nice. I would have to be wary for a potential Ice Punch tech on Alolan Muk, because that's a thing. But yeah, Garchomp has Stealth Rock just because, again, it's the offensive rocker of this team. EQ is just good stab. Stone Edge, mostly for Ho-Oh. And Poison Jab, or Z Poison Jab, is just nice for Clefable and Rotom-Mow. Although I am debating whether I can I'm debating whether I should do Z Iron Tail instead, just because Z Poison Jab kind of seems a little bit too obvious, even though it is nice for hitting Rotom-Mow as well. And because it's kind of obvious, my opponent might tech in a Kibia Berry to basically tank the Z Poison Jab and then just kill Garchomp with a Moonblast, and that's not fun. So yeah. I think that's it. Oh, and the speed is to creep max speed Ho-Oh, which was a good marker in general. The next member of the team is Fizz-Def Kyogre. This is my secondary Marshadow pivot of the team. Kyogre is also nice for just keeping rain up. Scald, Ice Beam, pretty good move. Scald is just very spammable, nice for getting burns. Ice Beam, good for catching Rotom-Mow on the switch. I'm debating whether I can do Thunder Wave or Toxic. It's like, Thunder Wave is nice for catching mons like Greninja, Marshadow. I mean, maybe not so much Marshadow, just because Shadow Sneak is still a thing. It's also nice for just messing with Klefki in general. Just because, although I know that Klefki doesn't give a shit about paralysis speed-wise, but it's nice hacks potential. And Roar is basically there for phasing out a potential bulk up Marshadow or a potential Calm Mind Clefable. Oh yeah, actually, yeah, now that I think about it, because this team doesn't have a Dark type, I could just see a fucking a Cosmic Power, Store Power Clef just murk my entire team. So yeah, Roar is nice for that. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. The last member I have for my team is a mostly Spadef Aromatisse. And I thought Aromatisse was pretty nice for this team just because my defensive pivots on the team, Serena and Kyogre, they don't have access to reliable recovery. Like, I decided not to opt Synthesis on Serena just because I am bringing Rain. And I decided not to tech Rest on Kyogre. Although I could have potentially subbed in Thunderwave for Rest too, now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I just thought Wish support would be nice for this team. Moonblast, just get stab. Good for hitting mons like Ultra Necrozma. Also Protein Greninja. Speaking of which, I decided to put Kibia Berry on Aromatisse. Reason being is I can mostly just see a scenario in which Greninja is in range of Moonblast. And it's nice for luring in a Gunk Shot, to which I can kill it with Moonblast. So yeah, I thought that was cool. Toxic, like I said, I just thought it was pretty nice. Like, say, like, because Aromatisse is the Spadef pivot of the team, I'm mostly switching this into Rotom-Mow. And I thought firing off a Toxic on a Rotom-Mow would also be nice. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, what's also nice... Oh, wait, no, I forgot to talk about the EVs. Shit. So, the HP in Spadef is actually meant to take a max special attack Photon Geyser from an Ultra Necrozma. And the reason why I decided to EV for a special attacking Photon Geyser from Ultra Necrozma was just mainly because, again, this is the Spadef pivot of the team. And I thought that was just a pretty good marker overall when it comes to special attacks that I want Aromatisse to take. What's also kind of nice about Aromatisse's leftover defense EVs is that it is able to take 2 Spectral Thieves from a non-adamant, non-life orbs Marshadow. I mean, I don't know if he'll bring Life Orb Marshadow. It's like, I mean, me personally, I'm not a fan of Life Orb, but maybe he might bring Life Orb Marshadow, who knows? Oh yeah, and also, similar to Serena, her EVs allow her to take, like, 2 non-adamant, 2 non-life orb. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure it's... I think she can take 2 animate non-life orb plus combats. I'm not entirely sure. At least I think. So, yeah, I think that's what I had to say for the team. Now, I will say a few things that I might sub out, like... I mean, I haven't fully decided yet, but a few things that I was thinking of bringing was Bandit Crobat. Like I said before, I really like Crobat's speed tier, or rather, I just like the fact that Crobat outspeeds the majority of his fucking team, and nothing really wants to switch into Bandit Crobat, aside from, like, Klefki, and I think that's it. So yeah, I thought that was cool. Another mon I was deciding to bring just because, well, or rather, another mon I was thinking of bringing was Specs Ash Gren. just because this kind of ties in with the whole my opponent can't switch into rain, so I thought stacking more rain offense would be cool. And I was thinking of bringing, like, harkening back to, like, maybe the idea of just maybe spamming rain offense might be cool. Scarf Kyogre was also a thing. But I ultimately decided, well, for one, I mean, Crobat's still on the table. I might sub that out for, like, say, I don't know, maybe Aromatisse? I think it's still new. I'm not entirely sure. I really wanted to bring Crobat in this game. She was pretty close, but I'm not entirely sure. And yeah, although I wanted to bring like a more offensive team to this game, I just thought that might be just a little bit risky in general, just because I mean, I might be wrong, but it kind of feels that my opponent might have some answers, and like maybe, I mean, he's probably bringing a Spidef Rotom-Mow, probably, and Ultra Necrozma might bring some problems. I don't know. A little Muck might also bring some problems to that as well, maybe. But yeah, I think that's my team. So yeah, Megamitu Y, Mixed Attacker, defensive Kyogre, for some of his shit like Marshadow, and Specs Kingdra, cause yeah, Specs Kingdra, nice against the team. Serena, defensive pivot, nice for Marshadow. Garchomp, pretty good offensive rocker, and Wish Passer, cause my defensive pivots don't have recovery. So yeah, I think that's my team. Yeah. So I guess I'll see you there when I do the live commentary shit against my opponent, Ollie. Later.